Welcome, students. This is week 2, the post on ontology, and it's much longer than last week's and longer than future weeks will be, so I'm going to break it up into 3 recordings. So if you're going to listen to the posts or watch them rather than read them, then make sure that you read them in order. This is the first one. So, ontology. Let's think about what that word means. Ontology can involve asking questions about what exists and the nature of what exists. If you look at the Weber reference, you could dive in deeper about the meaning of ontology. But for our purposes, ontology can be fundamental questions about what exists. Is there a God? Do fixed entities even exist at all? What is the nature of existence? What is the nature of, what does exist? We can ask ontological questions like about the nature of human beings, the nature of health, the nature of the environment, the nature of nursing. Get the picture? We can make ontological claims about those meta-paradigm concepts. Though the claims are like statements about the nature of being, health, environment, and nursing. Ontology can also be the study of what our ontological commitments are. That is, what are the things that we are committed to believing? So for many, people are committed to a belief that there's a God. Some may be committed to the belief that there are no fixed entities in existence, just ever-forming formlessness. The position that relationship is an overarching organizing principle of existence, that's an ontological commitment. And there are ontological implications to assuming that relationship is an overarching organizing principle. It assumes that nothing exists outside of relationship. It assumes that holism, that the nature of existence is an interacting holism. There is nothing that exists outside interacting wholeness. Everything is in relationship to something. Everything is in relationship to everything. In Buddhism, this could be talked about as non-duality rather than holism. Non-duality says there is no form, only ever-forming formlessness. And apparent reality is a paradox. We have apparent form within formlessness. But we don't need to go there. We can stay with the more comfortable idea of holism. Holism. All is one. If all is one, the nature of anything within the all is dynamic rather than static. Relationship implies interaction, and constant interaction means constant change. The nature of anything, person, object, event, whatever, is dependent on the context of its relationships with other things, like the environment or time. I want to take this idea about the nature of existence or any element of existence as dynamic and apply it to the meta-paradigm concept of psychiatric nursing. We saw that Bender, 2017, proposes a philosophical exploration of the relationship between the meta-paradigm concepts rather than a static description of the concepts. Bender makes the claim that relationality is the overarching worldview through which the paradigm concepts innate in nursing are understood. Now, she makes a really good, useful point for me here about relationality and the meta-paradigm concepts, and I'm going to use that. She doesn't go on to talk about the ontological, epistemological, and ethical implications of relationship as an organizing principle. So I would take her work further. And I also want to make the point here that when I talk about relationship, I'm not talking just about the therapeutic relationship. That is an aspect, a very important aspect to nursing and to psychiatric nursing. But this concept of relationship as an organizing principle is much larger than the therapeutic relationship. So coming back to Bender, she does some good work for me. It's very useful work on the relationality of the meta-paradigm concepts, that we have to look at them, their relationships between them. I want to introduce ideas from two other authors, Standpoint from Haraway and Nursology from Reed. Haraway's work is foundational to feminist scholarship and to the development of qualitative research within the social sciences. I've posted her seminal 1988 article under week 1. It's dense but rewarding reading.